What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $600 second stimulus check update and your $2,000 third stimulus check update. Let's address a few things really quickly. Oh my God, there's so much bad information out there. I feel so bad for people that are getting bad information. Let me just clear up a few things. Then we're going to hear from the Senate Budget Chairman, Bernie Sanders, who's basically the third most powerful person in the Senate. He's going to answer questions directly about the third stimulus check package and several different questions in there. Then we're going to go over mortgage and rental assistance. Mortgage and rental assistance is available right now for a lot of states. And for a lot of states, they will be coming online within the next few days. A lot of people don't realize that there's mortgage and rental assistance money available right now. In the last video, literally the number one comment was the state of Indiana will pay up to $30,000 of mortgage or rental assistance. That came from a comment from Tracy Kramer. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. We're going to go over mortgage and rental assistance. We're going to go over the third stimulus check package. Let me address a couple things that a lot of people are getting really bad information from who knows what sources. Number one, the general rule of thumb is if you got the first or the second stimulus check, which really most people got both. I know a lot of people are waiting on the second stimulus check now because, well, government government entities do not work efficiently as a lot of you guys might think. But the majority of people got the second stimulus check already. There's still millions of people waiting. There's still millions of people getting their checks right now. If you got the first and second stimulus check, or either one, you're waiting on the second one, you will get the third one most likely, okay? So there's a lot of people saying that Social Security and SSI, SSDI aren't going to get the third stimulus check. It's just wild. That's not even true. Don't stop listening to those people. Whoever you're listening to is giving you this information is wild. The only thing they're considering right now on eligibility changes for the third stimulus check is high income earners. They're potentially talking about trimming that down. Bernie Sanders is going to talk about that. But yeah, so like they're probably going to do something like a cutoff that $99,000 for individuals are going to probably be a hard cap, or maybe 75,000, something along those lines. But easiest general rule of thumb, and again, this might change a little bit, but probably not drastically. If you got the first or second stimulus check, you're probably going to get the third one. General rule of thumb. Number two is that the second stimulus check, people are literally getting it right now. People are getting direct deposits right now. The IRS and the Treasury are reissuing through one of President Biden's executive orders. One of his executive orders said, I don't want to make people wait, and I'm paraphrasing here, of course. I don't want to make people wait for their tax returns to get the second stimulus check because of that deadline of the January 15th deadline to get all the checks out, which was really only about 2 weeks. Remember, it really hasn't even been that long since the second stimulus check came out. I know a lot of people are anxious for a third check, but it really hasn't been that long. People are still getting their second stimulus checks right now. If you haven't got your second stimulus check, you could get direct deposit still. You could get a check in the mail. You could get a debit card. Literally on every single video, I'm seeing people say, I got my check today. I got my check yesterday. So they're reissuing second stimulus checks if you haven't got it yet. And there's still millions of people that haven't gotten it and will be getting it or have gotten it. So make sure you check your mail. That's so important. I really don't want you guys to throw away your stimulus check or a debit card, a stimulus check debit card. Even if you get direct deposit, if they had an issue with your direct deposit, they're going to send you a check or a debit card. So please be very aware of that. I don't want to see you guys throw away your stimulus check, because then you're going to be pretty salty. And salty is not the word of the month. Okay, next up, let's go to Bernie Sanders, Senator Bernie Sanders, who is the Senate Budget Chairman now. Joe Biden has basically given him a promotion. He's considered to be Joe Biden's right-hand man, okay, more so than Chuck Schumer. Bernie Sanders and President Joe Biden are literally like this, okay? If you hear them talk about each other, but Joe Biden will say, well, whatever Bernie Sanders wants to do with the stimulus package, I'll go with. And Bernie Sanders will say, well, I back up anything that President Joe Biden does. So let's go to a brand new interview from Bernie Sanders with multiple different questions and answers on the third stimulus check package. Then we'll circle back around for some mortgage and rental assistance. Remember, the mortgage and rental assistance is available right now, thousands of dollars. So this is very important. So anyways, let's jump to Bernie Sanders first.
Vocal, along with some Republicans back in December, in favor of putting larger stimulus checks into American pockets. Senator Sanders, thanks for being with us. So to the question of direct payments, there's a group of senators, both Democrat and Republican, who are lobbying the Biden administration and saying the current plan gives too much money to wealthy Americans and the threshold should be lowered. President Biden himself has said he's open to that. Are you?
All that we're talking about here is trimming off some of the spillover money for wealthy people. Right now, small sums of money might go to families who are earning more than $150,000. I have no problem with doing away with that. But bottom line is, in the midst of this terrible economic crisis, we have got to get checks of $1,400 on top of the $600 that we already allocated out to every working class family in this country and to their kids as well. People are struggling to put food on the table, to avoid eviction, to go to the doctor. They need help now, and we need that total $2,000 package.
And you've been vocal that COVID relief has to happen fast, and if that means passing the bill through reconciliation, so be it. Can you just explain, kind of in layman's terms, exactly what reconciliation is and why you think that should be an option?
Well, from a political point of view, the most important point is that it only requires a majority vote. To pass significant legislation in the Senate, you need 60 votes. And frankly, we do not have 60 votes from Republicans to address the catastrophes that are impacting working families today.
Wow, that is so interesting. Bernie Sanders is saying that he doesn't even think we're going to get 10 votes from Republicans for the third stimulus check package. But remember, Bernie Sanders is going to tell us about this special little card here that they can pass it without Republican support, which basically means they're going to pass this either way. Apparently, they can use this up to 9 different times. So I have told them that they have to make sure that this is the last one. This will be the 9th one. They can use the other 8 before that. But Bernie Sanders doesn't think that they're going to even get 10 Republicans to vote yes on this next stimulus package.
So the only way that we are going to deal effectively with the pandemic and get vaccines into the arms of people, increase vaccine production, the only way we're going to raise the minimum wage to a living wage so people are not working for starvation wages, the only way we're going to open up our schools in a way that is safe, the only way that we're going to put people back to work in restaurants and protect small businesses, the only way we're going to do that is the reconciliation. And we expect that we will have a budget bill on the floor as soon as Monday or Tuesday.
COVID is an area where Democrats may get Republicans, in some cases, on board. If President Biden and the Democrats do go it alone without Republican support, I guess the counter argument, it could burn bridges with Republican colleagues.
So if you notice there, Bernie Sanders says that they may have this bill on the floor for a vote as early as Monday or Tuesday, which is absolutely just amazing news. I mean, if they can vote on this or have it on the floor by as early as Monday or Tuesday, would just be awesome. Very awesome. Great news there.
Does that concern you, or does, at this point, do the end justify the means?
Well, let's not look at it quite that dramatically. I mean, the way you look at it is, should the Congress respond to the pain that tens of millions of families are hurting? Should we be effective and aggressive in trying to crush this pandemic? Should we make sure that our kids can get back to school? Should we make sure that workers are earning a living wage? So the crises we face are unprecedented. We have got to act and act decisively. Now, this is the Reconciliation 1 package. There'll be another package coming along, and it's possible that we can get some more Republican support for that one. That one will deal with more of the long-term structural problems facing this country in terms of a crumbling infrastructure and in terms of transforming our energy system to deal with climate change.
So if you notice there, this is what I've been saying, and this is what Joe Biden says, that there's another stimulus package coming right after this that they're going to call an infrastructure package that will likely have multiple different things of stimulus in there. They could have the monthly stimulus checks. They could have a fourth stimulus check. They could have another SNAP and WIC increase. They could have another unemployment increase. So again, this goes exactly with what I'm saying. There's so many naysayers out there that said we weren't going to get the second stimulus check. We're not going to get the third stimulus check. It's almost a certainty that we're going to get the third stimulus check. I know it's been 10 days since Biden's been in office, and I get it that a lot of people are, they really need this money and stuff, but it's only been 10 days. Okay. So the third stimulus check package and third stimulus check is almost a certainty because of this. This is why this is so important. Okay. Because without this, we'd be talking about a completely different ballgame here. We'd be talking about we need Republican support. They want a smaller package, maybe just passing the standalone checks, which I personally think is a really good idea. But we all know that a package has a lot more in there. It has unemployment. It has, SNAP and WIC actually came out for, and did through executive orders, which, by the way, I'm getting people saying that they're already getting those increases. So congratulations. That is absolutely amazing. Let me know down below if you have already gotten increases on your SNAP and WIC increases. But the package has so much more: mortgage and rental assistance, and money for schools, money for vaccines, and all these different things. So of course we know a package is better. We've known that in the past also. But as you've seen there, Bernie Sanders is already talking about the next stimulus package, and they'll pass it again with reconciliation if they need to. And that goes exactly with what I've been saying with Joe Biden, is that there's going to be stimulus checks and stimulus packages until the pandemic is over. This third stimulus check is just happening very quickly right after the second one. I mean, the first to second one, we waited like 9 months. The second to third one, I mean, people are still getting their second stimulus checks now, and they're already, Bernie Sanders is saying that they could have this third stimulus check bill on the floor already by Monday or Tuesday, and people are still getting their second stimulus check. So in as an overview, that's how fast these things are happening. I know a lot of people want them faster, and I get it, but in reality, this is happening very fast. I mean, people haven't even got their second stimulus check, and the third one is already happening.
When we do that, we can create millions of good paying jobs. There may well be some Republicans who want to work with us on that. But right now, this is an emergency bill. It's the pandemic. It's the economic crisis. It's the health crisis. We have got to act and act decisively and as soon as possible.
One of the things you've talked about a lot over the years is when Republicans have wanted money for military increases, for whatever it may be, that hasn't been a problem for Republicans. But when Democrats start talking about, money for schools, or in this case, COVID relief, all of a sudden there's deficit concerns. Is this another example of that?
It absolutely is. And the hypocrisy is really quite extraordinary. You all remember, it was just a few years ago when Trump and my Republican colleagues voted for almost $2 trillion in tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country and the largest corporations. Anderson, I didn't hear a whole lot of worry about the deficit then. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars going into all types of corporate welfare. We're talking about a military budget with a Pentagon that has never been independently audited, massive amounts of waste and fraud within the Pentagon budget, not a problem. But somehow or another, when it comes to feeding children who are hungry, when it comes to making sure that people who are sick in the middle of a pandemic get the health care they need, when it comes to reopening our schools in a safe way, expanding the child tax credit, so we deal with the horrendous level of child poverty in this country. When it comes to those things, suddenly my Republican colleagues become very fervent about the deficit.
Vice President Harris was we talked about local television interviews, West Virginia, Arizona, around the COVID bill, something many saw obviously is putting some pressure on Democrats, Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema. How confident are you that you have even enough votes within the Democratic caucus to get the bill through?
I am very confident. Look, at the end of the day, you got 50 members of the Democratic caucus, and we all disagree on something. I have disagreements with this 1.9 project here, $1.9 trillion COVID bill. Other people have different problems with it. But at the end of the day, I believe that every Democrat is going to go into his or her heart and understand that in America today, there is so much suffering, there is so much pain, there is so much fear about the pandemic that now is the time to act. So what? We disagree on this issue. We disagree on that issue. Doesn't matter. This is a life and death proposal, and it must be passed immediately. And I'll tell you something else, Anderson, from a political point of view. You know, we are in the majority now, barely. It's a 50-50 tie plus the vice president. We're in the majority because we have two great candidates who won in Georgia. And those candidates promised their constituents in Georgia, and it became a national election. The president was there. Chuck Schumer was there. And we said to the American people, you vote for us, and we're going to start responding to the long overdue crises facing working families. Yes, you're going to get $2,000 for yourself and your kid. Yes, you're going to get extended unemployment. Yes, you're going to get the kinds of housing help you need so you don't get evicted. Those are the promises that we made. And it would be unthinkable to me that any Democrat would want to renege on those promises we made, not just to the people of Georgia, but to the people of America.
I just want to talk to you a little bit about security in the Capitol after the insurrection. Speaker Pelosi said yesterday the enemy is within the House of Representatives. Some Democrats are pointing directly to the Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's been a QAnon supporter. Are you worried about safety from within?
Look, we are seeing, we saw it in that horrible day on the 6th with the rioting and the insurrection effort in the Capitol. And there is no question but that there are right-wing extremists who are prepared to use violence. So I think we have got to do, and I want to thank the Capitol Police and the National Guard and the FBI and everybody else for the great job they did during Biden's inauguration. But we have got to be very, very vigilant and make it clear that in this country, we can have differences, different points of view. We all disagree with each other. That's called democracy. But you do not have the right to threaten violence, and you certainly do not have the right to commit violence. And I hope and expect that the Congress and the Biden administration will be very, very strong in making that clear.
Wow, crazy world we live in. But yeah, you heard it directly from Bernie Sanders. He's the Senate Budget Chairman. Lots of information there. Let's jump over to the mortgage and rental assistance real quick. Okay, several different things. Mortgage and rental relief is available in a lot of states and counties right now. So, for example, this one actually is very interesting. On New York State, they actually have $100 million left over from the first bucket of money for mortgage and rental assistance. The second bucket of money, from what I believe, is not available for New York State yet. Let me know down below in the comments if you know differently. But there's still $100 million from mortgage and rental relief from the first stimulus package for New York State. We have all these different programs here that have their mortgage and rental assistance available or shortly available. Saratoga County, East Baton Rouge, Pueblo County, $6 million. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The list literally goes on and on. The city of Dalton, Wyoming, $200 million. The big one that just came out yesterday, I believe, is the entire state of California. Governor Newsom signed a bill which covers 80% of the rent you missed between April 2020 and March 2021, as long as the landlord forgives the remaining 20% and does not pursue evictions. These type of qualifications are different for every single state. Every single state and every single county has different qualifications. So there's two ways to apply for this. Number one, and there's not a universal way. I can't just say go to this website because it's literally different for every single state and every single county. So there's two ways to do this. Number one is go to Google and type in, as an example, Ohio rental assistance or Wyoming rental assistance, California rent assistance. Okay. The other thing is actually three ways. The number two way is to look for your county. Okay, Summit County, Cuyahoga County, Columbus County, whatever county you're in. Some of these are happening on the county level. Some of these are happening on the state level. The third way to do this is to call the phone number 211. Call the phone number 211 which is kind of your local helpline. Let me know if you, I would do the online search first, but if you can't find anything with the online search for your specific county and state, then I would do the phone operator thing. But I'm always like a little like cautious about phone calls because just my experiences in the past. Whenever I call for tech support on anything, you could literally talk to one person who has no idea what they're talking about, and the next person will be the most helpful person you ever talked about. So just keep that in mind that you could call 211 and the person you talk to has no idea what you're talking about, but then you could call a day later and you'll talk to the most helpful person ever. So let me know if you haven't found anything online. If you call the phone number 211, let me know if it works for you, if they're helpful for you, what they know. And we also need a caution here is that these are coming online right now, okay? California governor just announced it yesterday, okay? Some states don't even have it online yet. New York, I think they still have their first program online, which you may be able to get, but I don't think the new money's hit. Mississippi, I've seen that the new money hit. So the new money from the second stimulus package is like becoming available right now in your states and your county. Some of them are going to be slower than others. Some of them might take a week or two. Some of them are available now. A lot of these programs are first come, first serve. So stay subscribed to this channel. Read the comments down below. Please, helpful comments, guys. Helpful comments. If you know about mortgage or rental assistance and you see those comments, give those comments a like so they rise to the top so we can help as many people as possible. We've seen that comment earlier that Indiana, I think it was Indiana, had $30,000 of mortgage and rental assistance available per person. Those are just invaluable, so valuable comments. So let's keep those going. If you see the positive comments, give those ones a like so they rise to the top. Make sure you're subscribed down below and click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live with new videos. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA, where I have a program and I teach people how to sell products on Amazon and replace their 9-to-5 income. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.